G'day, g'day, welcome one and all to another set of Alliance War hits. This time around we've got the Pirate Horde matched up with LE-Brazil, the LE standing for Liga Elite. My connection's not the greatest at the time of the war hits, but we get there eventually. So yes, another war. This time I am still using 4-1 setup, so green tanks once again. I suspect we're going to see a lot of green tanks going forward. So we've got Ayumi tank, Foley left flank, Panzer right flank, Accent right wing, and I think it's Flak is his name, left wing. So I'm just sort of trying to work out what exactly I want to do with this starting board. I did get a number of red tiles in, and it was sort of just a case of working out how best to match them. Ended up making the match 4 in the middle, the match to gain a match 4 in the center, and yeah, we managed to get a nice red grenade there, which has charged up Naja and also Blair. So we got Naja fired and now Blair onto Panzer. I was hoping that this match would charge Aquani, but it didn't quite get him there, and as a result my whole left side has been silenced by Foley, which is quite annoying at this stage, but not too drastic just yet. Sort of trying to avoid making matches which are going to trigger any charge onto these enemy heroes, but I didn't quite get there. I now have both Flak and Panzer about to fire. Flak did a lot of damage and Panzer finished it off. But fortunately we did manage to get a revive off with Xenia. Bit of a mash there. So fired Rudolph first and then both Naja and Aquani on Flak to get that bleed burst damage off. And then I just wanted to get rid of Panzer quickly, seeing as she had the taunt still active. Unfortunately, Accent now has wiped out my only healer that I brought along. I broke one of my sort of, not rules, but my rule of thumbs that I use, which is I like to bring 2 healers. Instead I brought Aquani along as my off color, so I only had the 1 healer in Xenia. So now we are just trying to deal with direct damage on the right hand side from the special skills, making all my matches on the left and up the middle to avoid giving Accent any additional charge. So for those that haven't noticed, defending heroes gain charge in 2 ways. One way is passively, so they gain the equivalency of 1 tile every turn, but they also gain dynamic charge based on the number of tiles that hit them, so really trying to avoid that in that situation. Another setup, 4-1 using 4 reds and 1 yellow. The 1 yellow this time around is Doc Colton. Doc is a fantastic healer, also a member of the High Noon family, so I get that double bonus for Doc Colton and also for Sunbeam there. Another nice pairing of Rudolph and Barbed Wire together, and once again we had a match 4 grenade, and it was sort of just trying to work out the best way to pair it. Ended up choosing to play it that way. It didn't quite get me the charge I needed, so we are in a situation where Ayumi is very close to firing there, so I decided not to take any chances, make sure she stayed dead or died from Sunbeam. In hindsight, I probably could have waited or just done the tile match there. One really interesting thing, I'll just say there, I did wait 1 turn to fire Rudolph in order to cleanse all of the effects that Aviana put out. So we did go Aviana fire first, then Rudolph to get rid of all of the buffs. So that was the order I fired them in. One interesting thing with this war format, which is the attack boost, Sunbeam actually, in theory, has a really nice synergy with this war effect, where she has the chance to bounce and do additional hits on other enemies when the target has buffs. Now unfortunately during this video you don't actually ever see Sunbeam's attack bounce, which is a little bit unlucky, but whatever, once doesn't make any conspiracy theory pattern. But it would be nice because she also applies a defense debuff to everyone that gets hit. So I have seen it happen where Sunbeam changed through all 5 enemy heroes just off the attack boost from the war, which is really, really fun, because then it makes the AoE hitters like Rudolph and Barbed Wire hit even harder. But once again, just hitting one person each time, which is a little bit dull. We do have a good setup going into this final phase of the fight. It is 3v1 and they don't have any healers. I've still got both my healers, and my heroes are pretty well equipped in terms of their health points to finish this one out. So I am struggling a little bit for red tiles. They're not quite as common right now, but we do manage to set up a nice match 3 on Aviana, and the passive charge generation from Xenia is also very, very handy. Like, it just keeps the special skills charging and that fight ticking over. So 2 from 2 with my red stack so far. A little bit lucky on the first one with the Kwani not having a second healer, but we did get there on that first one. Third hit, this time once again it's against you guessed it, a Yuumi tank. So we've got another 4 reds and 1 yellow in Nima. A really, really interesting opening red board, in that there were virtually no reds and it was all blues. You can see that there's a lot of the same color coming in this board. There's a lot of blues, a lot of greens, not many yellows and reds, which is unfortunate given that that's what my colors are. But that is the benefit to bringing a 4 stack of red, is that it doesn't actually need many tiles to kill the tank. So you saw I managed to kill a Yuumi off just 3 tiles. Admittedly, one of them was a crit tile, and that's because I have 3 crit guns equipped, so I've increased my chances as much as I can to have a crit hit. But yeah, now we're seeing lovely damage come in from Scarlet combined with Blunderbuss. It is a really nice setup, those 2 pairing with each other, Scarlet and Blunderbuss, because Scarlet's turn or damage at each turn is based on her attack stat, and you can see therefore 77 damage going out each turn, assuming that the dodge doesn't happen on vision, sorry. So yeah, another win, which is nice. 1 more hit to flip the war board. Decided this time, because it's not an Ayumi tank, to go an off color stack this time, so I went with yellow because there are 2 purple heroes on this defense team. So we've gone with one of my more standard yellow setups. Again, that connection issue. So I've got, running across, I've got 8-bit, Giselle, Cooper, and then I brought Jocasta along for some red healing and just to get a little bit of red tile damage, and I brought Sabotai as a second pseudo healer, so he does minions. Unfortunately, run out of yellow tiles. I am getting red tiles, which is nice, but my red tiles don't have a huge amount of damage, and Montana is dodging the few tiles that do go her way. So we did get rid of Montana. Sabotai is almost dead, but we did get Jocasta charged. So Joe does a lot of nice healing, so 545 healing per hero, which is really nice. Running into some more tile issues where I'm just not getting any yellow tiles. I think I've had 4 or 5 yellow tiles total in this entire match, and I unfortunately just ran into the whole usefulness of Vasquez, where he does not a huge amount of damage, but he gives blind to everyone. And then I just had the High Noon family bonus proc as well, which when the enemy has blind, they cop another 150 damage. So we saw there that was enough to knock out pretty much all of my heroes. So unfortunately, at this stage, because I only got 5 tiles before I lost most of my team, this fight is not going to go down in my favor. Even though I did bring 2 yellow heroes against a team, 4 yellow heroes against a team that has got 2 purples in it, I just didn't get any yellow tiles to hit them with. So we do have to go in and clean this mess up. I probably didn't have to clean it myself, but you know, I think it's always good to clean your own mess. Keeps you humble. You put in another set of phrasing, you fuck it, you fix it. So going with 3 more yellows, decided to bring Term along this time. I don't think I need any healing. There's no revivers, there's no healers on the enemy team. So I'm just going with 3 yellows and 2 greens. The 2 greens just to finish off or be strong against Vasquez. and obviously the three yellows is just against the 2 purple heroes that are still on the board, even though I should have wiped him out last turn. So not a bad opening start. Got some good green matches. Managed to get both Merv and Aya charged up. Put one on the left, one on the right, just to make sure that everyone is covered by that insanity. And then we're just going to mash tiles at this stage, because we don't worry too much now because they've got insanity about giving them extra charge. I'm going to focus more on Parsec on the left here, more so than El Coyote. I did make a mistake actually, sorry, in that. There was a healer, I kind of just forgot about him because, yeah, it wasn't. Yeah. But Terminus, no one to revive, so he does do 4 shots of damage for about 200 damage each, so about 800 damage. But that's with Blunderbuss's effect active. Without Blunderbuss's effect, it drops down to like 120 damage or something like that. So, final hit. Did flip the board, so it is a bit of a free choice. So I do personally like to pick on the leader whenever I can, just to, I don't know, just a bit of a habit I've got. So beating the leader up here. Another 4 red and 1 off color. So this time around my off color is blue with booster. So we got nice direct healing, pseudo healing from the minions, and then also Jocasta for direct damage as well. Direct healing as well. So pretty good setup. Had a nice red start onto Hopper. Got rid of him nice and early, and or a Yumi, sorry, can't remember. And then now we're just sort of cleaning it up as much as we can. Got rid of Bunraku on their team, and we do have now Accent charged. I did have Ridge charged as well there, which would have been good to fire also, but unfortunately Dragon Fist, sorry, kind of eliminated some of the charge. Sorry, I've got Elden Ring on my head. So again, a lot more damage coming from Ridge. Unfortunately, even though he's got the Firewing trig equipped, which does give the chance to resist ailments, so specifically gives a chance to resist his charge stop that he gives to himself. We didn't see a proc there, so I will just make this nice little match 3, get rid of Senya, just so that she's no longer an issue and I can just take my time killing old Fisty on the right here. So lost Ridge due to that burn. The healing from Booster was 1 match too late to save him, and no Reviver this time around, but we don't really need it because we've got Accent and Bunraku charged. So that just about does it. Thanks once again for joining me. Hope you enjoyed these hits, and as always, please like, subscribe to catch more. Cheers, bye.